And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Master88. I'm Let's Playing To The Moon. And I think we're very near the end. Stop doing that. Back to the first floor. I believe we can now proceed through this door. Yes. I wonder if the real NASA looks like this. It's constructed in part with Johnny's beliefs. Wow. This is the break room. Ooh, he's not lasting. It's River. So I am still here. Just keeping the comments to a minimum, because they are not required. Oh, we have some control again. What's Watts up to? There's the shuttle. Let's go watch the shuttle take off. I think we shall initiate, folks. Oh dear. Well, I've no idea what you say to that. I'm just gonna have to come out and say something, okay? I am not an overly emotional person. Anyone who knows me will tell you this. You know, people, they will sit and they will weep at films, and they will get sucked into books, and they will cry when Aerith dies, and all sorts of different things. You know, people get dragged into that, whereas that doesn't generally happen to me. When it does happen, everything has to be worked perfectly. So, to every single name scrolling on this screen, congratulations for somehow managing to find a way to emotionally manipulate me that's absolutely perfect. Oh, Dr. Watts, your humour is similar to mine. New patient. Hmm? Right, well that was certainly a bit of a strange ending, with the implication that something else is going on with those two. But that was a truly different experience. Truly, truly different. And as I was saying, I'm not one who's easily emotionally manipulated, and my silence during these last few videos has been telling. I didn't have anything to say. There was nothing to say. What could I have added that could have made that experience any better? Nothing. I'm speechless. I can't recommend it enough. I hope if you have watched these videos and you haven't played the game, I hope you can sit through and play it yourself, by yourself, with dim lighting and a thoughtful mind, and enjoy it. But I would recommend everyone get hold of this and try it out, because this is a gaming experience unlike any other I've ever experienced. This is it's a work of art. It's truly a work of art. It's an interactive novel in pixel form. It is so well characterized. It is so deeply involving, so emotionally superior to anything else I've experienced in all my years of gaming. So, Freebird Games, congratulations. on making an absolutely fantastic and amazing work of art game. Thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you for providing it at a very good price. This is a cheap game. I think it was in the Steam sale when I got it, so it was only not much more than £1, a couple of pounds, something like that. Do you know what? I'm a bit sad now, though, because I wish that we could do this process of going into someone's head and changing their memories, because if that were to happen, if I could call Dr. Watts and Dr. Rosaline, I would get them to go into my head, and I get them to make me forget having played this game, so that I could play it again and experience that all over again. I could play it again now, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't feel the same. And I'm glad I did this LP blind, because I think you can see the impact. I think you can feel the impact. You can see, I can tell you how this has made me feel, and it's just something else. It's something so unbelievably different and amazing, and to know that it's all just in pixel form as well, you know, it's truly a stunning journey, and I hope you enjoyed joining me on it. I'm going to have to think of something to play now that I can just fuck around with and have a laugh, because that was too serious. Still don't understand River's decision. The real-life decision to die and save the... I mean, okay, she has this emotional attachment to lighthouses, but as I've said many times, human relationships are a lot more important. Evidently, somewhere along the line, she and Johnny had become a bit estranged from each other as a result of the fact that Johnny was a little bit off because of the fact that his brother had died and things like that. There must have been a bit of a to-do about that. It almost seemed as if, like I said, Johnny had been kind of forced to have Joey's persona, and as a result of the beta blockers, had forgotten, and a lot of the distance that he felt from River was as a result of her trying to remind him. Her making the rabbits was presumably a measure to try and get him to remember that time they sat together on that log and saw the giant rabbit constellation with the moon as its belly, and always trying to remind him of that, and him never knowing. As much as she was difficult with her condition, he was difficult with his, and it evidently caused a bit of distance between them. That still doesn't explain why she would choose a lighthouse over life. I don't know. Yep, I'm just going to sit here silently for a small while again. I love this piece of music as well. Would you do that? I mean, okay, in this circumstance, Eva made a very good decision. She made it based on chance, she took a bit of a risk, but ultimately she managed to form an ideal life for him. You know, he had generated this memory of wanting to go to the moon. Well, he hadn't generated it, he had that memory. The reason he wanted to go to the moon was River. That if they didn't ever meet up, he would go to the moon. That was his motivation. And then obviously when she died, he was separated from her, he'd lost her, and he wanted to find her again. He wanted to go to the moon. He had no memory of why. That's why he said he didn't know, because the beta blockers had affected his memory. There was just something there that said he had to get to the moon. But then he ended up, you know, at least in his memory before he died, he ended up having this life whereby his brother didn't die, and he grew up, he was successful, he became an astronaut, and then he did meet River. And they got together, and they still had that life afterwards, only it was slightly different and better. But what if that hadn't worked? What if the chance hadn't paid off? As I was saying before, would you give up the ones you love to fulfill your dream? Even if it was in your own memory. You've been through your life and you've experienced what it feels like to have that kind of love and to have that kind of relationship with someone. So would you like to erase all that and experience what it's like to be a complete success? I mean, essentially what that's asking is, would you go back and do it all again, but without getting involved with that person? And I may be harsh and pragmatic in many ways, but as I've said, I don't compromise on human relationships. I believe they are the single most important thing we have in this world. And I don't think they're worth giving up. No matter what the dream you have to achieve, giving up on another human being should never be an option. But still, we are all idiosyncratic. We have our own ways of doing things, our own ways of thinking, different opinions, different ideas. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've spoken enough. Well, I think I've spoken too little in the last two videos, but I've kind of made that up now. So, again, thank you for Freebird Games for making something so incredible. Thank you to you, ladies and gents, for watching. I've been Mercer88, I've been quiet and off-form as far as humour is concerned, but do not blame me for that. Blame Freebird Games for making a perfect piece of art. Until next time, ladies and gents, peace and love.